Welcome back to the Chicago Tomahawk. I'm Mike, and I got my line mate Matt with me. And today we're going to go over the last couple Blackhawks games. But before we do it, do us a favor. If you are not following us on Twitter, do us a favor. Give us a follow. Follow us on YouTube, Chicago Tomahawk. We'll pop right up. So, Matt, you know what, man? We're about 6 games, almost soon to be 7 games into the season. And actually, we're soon to be 8 games into the season. And I'll tell you what, man, I think the Blackhawks are playing a lot better than what they were billed out to be, of who this team is supposed to be. They're supposed to be at the bottom of the league, and everyone's expecting them to be, pretty much trash. And that's not the case. They're competing every single night, and to be honest with you, it seems like they're getting better every single night. It seems like these guys are learning their roles. Guys are filling into their roles. Guys like Sam Lafferty. To be honest with you, Sam Lafferty is making a case for. I would normally say making a case for to get him into the top 6, but he's playing so good with Jason Dickinson and Philippe Kurashev. I don't want to have those 3 guys broken up. I think night in and night out, they're playing fantastic. Kurashev, man, actually has, I believe, a role on this team for the first time in the two seasons. This is his 3rd season being with the team. What do you think specifically about Kurashev?
Yeah, remember we used to just kind of give him a hard time,
Mm-hmm.
but it seems like he's found his legs with Lafferty and Dickinson. And like you said, don't break something don't fix it if it's not broke. I mean, these guys are probably the most consistent line that we have,
Right?
And they're hustling, they're finding the puck. And they're winning board battles, and that's what the checking line's for. And this is a good thing. You got something to start a building point. You got your bottom 6 almost established, and then over time, when you're going through rebuild, you're looking to fill in the top roles, and the studs are going to be coming up. But it's good to start with a goalie. And it's good to start with the guys that are role guys. And Lafferty and Dickinson, I think, are gonna, and even Kurashev can find their way, into the when we're gonna be competing. I think that they're making it really hard for Davidson to move all these guys, because these guys are fitting right in.
Absolutely. To be honest with you, you need, if you want to be a championship team, your bottom 6 has to be, our 3rd line is borderline like an offense, like a top 3. Instead of top 6, we have a top 9, but at the same time, they're like our shutdown guys though too. So it's like they can be rolled out in multiple types of situations, man, and that really gives Richardson some options. I think Entwistle is great on the 4th line. I think that I'd like to see him take more shots if he can, but I think that he's a great center. Obviously, the Blackhawks are leading the NHL right now with I think with a faceoff percentage of 59.3. Taser himself has a 62% face-off rating right now, face-off percentage, I should say, face-off win percentage. And, we're controlling the puck pretty well, but I like this 4th line though too, man. I think that, and it's being led by Mackenzie Entwistle. He's somebody that is reliable on that line. He doesn't take too many penalties, and especially in crunch time when they're looking to hold on to a lead, you don't see him take penalties too much. Is there anybody on that 4th line that kind of grabs your eye?
You know what? I think that's the only thing that can be, as you get closer to the competing part, where you're like the next stage, like, hey, we're not rebuilding anymore. We're not going for it. I think the 4th line is going to change a lot. But I do think that, like you said, finding role players is really hard. Like, look at these teams now that are competing, like, for a cup. Like, look at Edmonton. Look at Toronto. They're so top heavy with talented guys. And with the salary cap being here, they can't find guys that, like a Sam Lafferty, to be a grit guy. And that's what's killing them in the playoffs. I mean, they got Austin Matthews. Yeah, he can't score every night. Marner can't score every night. You need guys like look at Lafferty right now, dude. He's got to be the leading goal scorer on the team. After, I know tonight he's putting up some points, but you need to make sure that you keep these guys. Like, look, Dickinson, he's only been here for what, 6 games?
Yeah.
He literally broke the Vancouver Canucks. They're terrible. They traded for Riley Stillman. I think they're 0-6, or I think they just recently got a win. I don't know, but as for the fourth line, I think it's going to change more and more because they're going to experiment with kids coming up. Guys are kind of be demoted maybe, but yeah, I guess. And Whistle, it's just too early for me. But I like that he's a big body. He plays big. But I think we're going to see a lot of players, in those 3 spots in the next couple months.
Who is there anybody on the top of your mind that you think is going to pop up?
I'm still holding out hope for Reichel to come up, but I don't think he's going to be, thrown into the fourth line.
Yeah.
But I'm seeing clips of him, from Twitter, him scoring some goals, putting up big numbers and nice passes. And I know he's good, and it's hard to be patient when you got a guy down there he's too good for the AHL right now. But they're preaching the patience with him, and they don't want him to be a fourth liner, which I understand, but I just think I would love to see him play with Patrick Kane for a good stretch of games.
Sure.
Just to see what he's got.
Right. Since you brought up, let's go into the Edmonton game, which was an absolute, it was crazy. Blackhawks lost that game 6-5. And you know what, man? If the Blackhawks are going toe to toe with the Edmonton Oilers like that, do you think that puts the league on notice?
Yeah, I think the Oilers should be a little concerned if they're having trouble beating a AHL goalie and pretty much, I guess you could say like half of an AHL roster, and that's got to be concerning for them. And if anything, the Hawks are playing above what they're supposed to be, which is good. It's going to speed up a rebuild. If I don't like to use that term, but I give credit to Richardson, man.
And Davidson.
They're playing hard. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, Davidson, he's bringing the guys in, but Richardson is, they're playing way better. They're competing the penalty kill. They're very, I guess you could say, aggressive. They're just kind of relentless on the penalty kill. I love that, and the special teams has been good. And I give a lot of credit to Richardson on that, because we've been lacking that since Q's been gone.
Absolutely.
But as for, the little mistakes the Hawks have been making, I mean, you can't leave Connor McDavid that open.
Yeah.
He'll find a way. And even Draisaitl, I think he buried pretty much an open netter that it's kind of concerning, because Stalock, he overplays shots, and he's giving these guys too much time to just bury an open net. I believe it happened tonight in tonight's game. But yeah, that's a little concerning for, especially against the best players in the league. You got to play tight. But hey, if anything, it's good to see we're competing, and that's all you can ask for as a fan. They're not playing down, like they're down 2-1, 3-1. Sometimes, like the last recent couple seasons, if they're down 3-1, that would be it, man. Like they're not coming back from that.
Right.
Now they're feisty for 60 minutes, and that's all you can ask for.
Yeah, they'll either take the lead and win a game, or force or keep it close, which is huge, because when you watch your team, you don't want to watch them get their teeth kicked in every game.
No, if the first game of the season, you're playing against the champs, and they're amped up and they're a good team, but after that, it's been good hockey.
Yeah,
really good hockey, and you sit down and you're like, yeah, I'm going to watch a good game tonight. The Hawks are going to give it good effort for 60 minutes, and hopefully they get a W. But lately they've been struggling, and even with the leads, they're dropping leads. But I mean, it's going to be a little painful. I think Mrazek probably is the better goalie out of him and Stalock. Stalock I like the guy. He seems like a really good locker room guy, but lately he's just been. I feel like he just overplays these shots, and the scouting report is he comes way out to challenge shooters. So be ready for a rebound, or be ready for a fast one-timer, open that pass, and it seems like it's happening a lot.
Yeah.
So hopefully they can lock that up.
Jonathan Toews had a goal in that Edmonton game. I don't think he had one in the Buffalo game, but he had one tonight in the Minnesota game. How do you feel about his play so far? I think he's been solid defensively, and he's chipping in offensively.
Well, I heard from Pat Boyle that it took him 47 games to get to 6 goals, I think. And he's done it now in, what is it, 7th game? Or is it the 8th game this year?
Yeah.
So this guy's playing, man. He's on a mission, man. I think he wants to prove everybody wrong. It's a good thing for the Hawks because you want your leader to be one of your best players, and he's definitely playing like the best player.
Absolutely. Do you think that Taves, do you think that this is the start that he needed to kind of get himself, psyched for hockey again, back into it where, his contributions are, it's starting to show on the scoreboard, leading from the front. Do you think that, helps Kaner as well, who's like, all right, Taves is, he's finally, back contributing to how we know that he can. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. It probably takes the weight off Kaner's shoulders because he's been kind of carrying the load for the last couple seasons because we all know Taves is a slow starter, but this year he's been opposite. I think he's got more goals than Kaner.
Yeah,
and he's obviously his faceoffs are amazing. And I remember you a couple minutes ago you said the Hawks faceoff percentage is probably amongst the best in the league.
Number one.
I think last year they were last, so that's a huge improvement.
Right.
I mean, when you get the puck, a clean faceoff, you got possession of the puck, and that's huge, especially in OT. You got to win that first big faceoff to control the pace of the game.
Yeah. It's I think they showed it right at the beginning of the game. Hawks are number 1 right now. So let's move on to that Buffalo game, man. Was there anything that stood out in that Buffalo game to you other than the heartbreak at the end?
Yeah, the only thing that I noticed was Taves, man. I mean, he's been taking these weird penalties late in the games. I think this is the second time this season.
Second game in a row, actually.
Was it?
It was.
Okay. Yeah, I knew it.
Well, actually, it wasn't. It was the game before that. He took one late. Against Buffalo. In the Edmonton game, he had that pass into the middle of the ice that got intercepted. That gave Edmonton the go-ahead goal late. I think there's 37 seconds left. And then yesterday, he took the penalty late, which gave them Buffalo the opportunity to win.
Yeah, and you can't have that, especially when you're like what is this 15th season?
Yeah.
You can't be making. We need Brent Seabrook back here to skate to the penalty box and slap him in the ass again. Like, what are you doing, bro? But you know what? I did like the play of Soderblom, man. We haven't really got a lot of looks from him, and he made some big saves. I thought he was pretty solid during that one stretch where he looked down and out, and he threw the desperation glove save. That was huge,
right.
And he's a big kid. He's not like muscular. He's a skinny goalie, tall. That's like the new goalie now. That's like 6'5" and 180 pounds or whatever he is. But he moves fast. He looks solid, and I'd like to see more starts for him.
Yeah, I would too. So tonight's game, we've got Blackhawks versus Minnesota. Last year, Kirill Kaprizov had 108 points, and he's had a little bit of a slow start this year, isn't he?
Yeah, I think they showed a stat of all the guys that had career years, and I think Ryan Hartman had like 65 points. I believe the Foligno guy had a lot of points. Kirill with huge numbers, and Zuccarello, good player. I think he meshes good with Kaprizov. But I think he's off to a slow start. He's going to be their guy, but it's just like we were talking about before we started recording. This team is so boring to watch.
Yeah.
I mean, they're not like really, they don't really have like a flashy kind of system. Like, Colorado's like a run and gun.
Right.
I don't know what these guys are. I think these guys just kind of wing it out there. It seems like.
Yeah.
Let's just play smart, and hopefully someone makes a mistake. We can get in there, and we can get in there and capitalize. Like the Hawks have had 2 leads, and I believe that the Wild scored like within 20 seconds right after the go ahead goal.
Yeah.
But we're right now we're at 3-3 with 2 minutes to go, and I think Max Domi just stuck up for Kaner.
Did you see that?
I seen Kaner skate to the bench, kind of saying, "Hey, thanks, brother." And hey, that's something Kaner needs.
Yeah, it is.
He needs a guy to watch his back.
After doing something like that, Kaner's like, you know what? I'm going to put the puck in the back of the net now and end this.
Yeah, you could see him staring at him at the bench, like, "Hey, this one's for you. This bud's for you."
He walked over. He skated over to him in the box. You know what, Domi? I mean, Kaner practically got boarded there. He got boarded.
That's what I like about the Domies. They won't put up with any shit.
He looked like Ty for a second there. As a matter of fact, he looked like Ty.
Yeah, Ty was at the game last night. Did you see they showed him in Buffalo?
I did.
And Rob, or I think it's Rob Roy, right? I forget. He's a Buffalo guy. He goes,
Brad May?
Wow,
Rob Ray.
Rob Ray. I'm sorry.
I think that's.
I'm not a Buffalo guy, but he goes, "Man, I used to fight this guy all the time. He's got a big head just like his son, and it used to hurt my hand punching this guy's head because it was so hard and big." And he goes, "We really don't get along, so let's move on to the." They showed him on the camera.
Oh, really?
I was like, "Oh man, yeah. I guess the Rays and the Domies don't get along.
They don't get along, huh?
But hey, that's all right. I think there's a lot of respect with the Probert family and the Domi family, though.
Oh, really?
Bobby's long gone, but I know Ty Domi's had nothing but great things to say about him and his wife too.
Well, he's probably thinking, man, this guy gave it to me like nobody else did.
Wouldn't it be weird if Ty Domi was wearing number 24? How cool would that be?
Oh,
you know, like just like a dedication to Bob Probert or something. But it would be pretty cool.
Yeah, it would.
Because they used to have all those wars and stuff.
Gosh, it was brutal, man. So, like you said, Stalock in this, we're on the Minnesota game now. Stalock has been caught out of his net, letting goals in. And twice in this game, the Hawks have scored, and then Minnesota comes right back to score it within like the next 10 to 15 seconds. Happened twice in this game. You know, man, that's a real. That really takes the, the wind out of your flags, to be honest with you, because you just scored, you get a little bit of breathing room, want to try to play with the lead. And then the next thing you know, the puck's in the net and it's tied again, or you're down 1 again. Do you think that the guys, to be honest with you, guys on the bench, it seems like nothing really affects them. They just go out there and go to work. But do you think that after a while that's just incredibly deflating?
It is. And, I'm sure guys are on the bench like, God damn, like Anthony Ciu just put in a beauty of a goal. And it's just within seconds, just a guy buries an open net.
Yeah.
And I'm not taking anything away from Stalock. He's 35 years old. He's competing. He makes good saves. He doesn't quit on the puck. But I just think for him, it's just he doesn't have like the skills like Fleury. I think Fleury's up there in age too.
Yeah, he is.
And you'll see Fleury down and out, and he'll, push off that pad, make a desperation glove save or something, or a save off his shoulder, sliding over fast. Stalock cannot do that. He's just not as athletic as that's what makes, Fleury special. But Stalock just doesn't have that, that skill. But he's a very, very solid goalie. From what I've seen on the locker room clips, he's got the speeches, after they get the belt.
Oh, right.
He's funny as hell. He's very likable, and I know all the guys like him, but he's just lacking that, that extra edge those elite goalies have, that just that little bit of push they get just to make that extra save. He just doesn't have it,
Yeah.
And Craig Anderson's up there in age. I know he's on Buffalo now. He's never really had that flashiness to his game either. And he's getting up there in age. So I'd like to see Soderblom, get the next start. Why not?
Sure.
Let's check it out, because
he played well.
I thought he was good, man. He definitely deserved that first win. Glad he got it. He fought for the point, and that's big. I mean, we're even tonight. I believe we're 1 second away from. Yeah, we're we're going to OT, and the Hawks, they're going to have over a 500 record, which I didn't think it was going to be like this season.
Yeah.
So it's very surprising.
Yeah, I love it. It's the fact that the Blackhawks are even playing these playoff teams, competing, taking them to overtime, and even winning a couple. I think that it's I think it really helps, dude. To be honest with you, I think it's huge. I really like this team. I like the guys on this team. They're fighters. They're big competitors, and it's a team that I can get behind. The last couple of years maybe it's just with Colin, that it seemed like there was just no life in the sales. Do you know what I mean?
He just sucked. Yeah, he just like Mr. Personality, meaning he didn't have one at all. I don't know, man. He didn't seem to like change up stuff that needed to be changed up, and that's what I like about Richardson.
Yeah.
He's keeping he wants guys to develop chemistry, and if it's not working, he'll change it.
Right.
But he likes what he sees with Domi, Kaner, and Athanasiou. He's got Radish with Taves consistently. I know Tyler Johnson's hurt. Even we got the report Seth Jones is going to be out for a couple weeks too. I think he's got a fractured thumb.
When did that happen?
So that's kind of a big blow. I think that happened last night, I want to say.
Okay.
And they showed the breakdown of all the defensemen. Oh, they're actually showing it right now. Yeah. Here, Jack Johnson's at 19 minutes. McCabe is at 17.
24 Murphy, minutes 19. Tonight.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, those are the season averages. Yeah.
But Seth Jones was up there, and they're kind of breaking the minutes down between all these guys, and it seems like it's really helping these guys.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, and you don't really put it's kind of crazy. Jack Johnson leads it. He's not that young anymore.
He's not, but he's been playing very well though.
Yeah, he looks like he doesn't seem like he's playing with a lot. Like some guys are just loose, Yeah. It's like there's not really expectations, and they're just having fun up.
Yeah, I think that he's just really loose and just wants to play.
Yeah. Well, I think last night could have been a winnable game.
Absolutely.
Obviously, we should have won in regulation, but that penalty it hurt.
Yeah.
Going into the overtime, I think it would have been a lot different. But hopefully they can, put one away here. I see Jake McCabe's getting some OT time right now. This is kind of cool. He's got that first goal of the night. Yeah. It was a blast from the point. I loved it.
I like Jake McCabe, man. I always have.
Yeah, I like him too. You definitely need a guy like that to, be physical in his own, just a stay-at-home guy. Make sure you take care of business, and it's very important. I'm not sure I agree with Khrushchev and Kaner out there, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah. They got Taves and Athanasiou out there now with Caleb Jones. I'd like to see maybe a little less Caleb Jones and maybe more, what's his name? Philippe Ruse, just to see a little bit more of him.
Johnson. Yeah, even Jack Johnson. He can move the puck still, but I think it's important to have a guy who, is committed to playing D. I think, Caleb Jones he takes care of his own end first, which is important.
Right. There go these guys. Man, they've had that Minnesota line out there for 2 minutes.
Yeah, they're working it, and then you don't. Yeah, but you don't like what you see, you throw it back, and then you start over, and you can change it up.
Right.
That's what the OT gameplay has changed over the last couple seasons. It's crazy. Like they used to just stay in the zone as long as they could. Now you see like guys skating the puck around and even throwing it back to the goaltender just to kind of get fresh legs out. It's crazy.
Oh, nice block.
You got to bring out your Chris Fosters now. You got to bring out your gameplay.
Yeah.
Your play-by-play now.
You know what, man? We should probably do some live streams with some games. What do you think of that?
That would be cool.
Yeah,
that'd be cool. You gotta send it to Chris Foster's and start, talking about. You can eat some Smarties, maybe.
I'll probably eat some nerds. That's more of my thing. I'll eat some nerds.
Yeah, eat some nerds, and you could have an awkward interview with Patrick Kane's daughters. I don't know if you.
Oh no, those are his sisters.
Or sisters. Yeah, sorry, daughters. Jesus.
Yeah. Yeah, no kidding. He let his one of his sisters talk for like 15 like 10 minutes, and then it was like one question each for the other ones. He's got 3 sisters.
Yeah.
Well, cool, man. Hey everybody. that's all that we got for you tonight. Catch us on Twitter. We're going to be doing want to try and do a space this week.
Yeah, we got to try.
Yeah, we're going to do a space this week, and I'm putting out some after action reviews after each game. You can catch them on Twitter. It's like a little short video where I break down the previous game. And that's all that we got for you tonight. Do us a favor, hit subscribe if you haven't, and thanks for listening. This is the Tomahawk, and we're out of here.